Vanacker back to O'Brien in front. Vanacker circles to it off the angle, play high. Skips around back of the net, tried to feed Vanacker. Didn't land for him. Second attempt, Vanacker scores! This line went Globetrotters. Not operating 5 feet to my right.
Right.
So apparently I need to keep all the electronics perfectly still. As Jake O'Brien, right side, back to the left. Welcome back, Adam Janacek. His first of the season. Taylor off the wall, knocked away from his grasp. That allowed Testa forward, creating a 2-on-1 with O'Brien. Testa off the left, scores! Luca Testa. That's what he can bring. To the middle, backdoor O'Brien, tucked it through, comes loose, and Vanacker scores. A bit of madness around the front of the net. And the Delhi, Ontario is where it landed. Vanacker's second of the season, his 3rd point of the game. Good luck tracking assists on this one.
O'Brien just keeps this one alive. The puck eventually comes out to Marek Vanacker, who slams it into the awning cage. There's all kinds.
Trevetsky back for Engel. Engel with speed to the slot. His shot blocked on the way through. Jake O'Brien to the wall. Engel out front. Banac skipped on him. Back in front. Vanacker scores. Great shift from this group of 5 for the Bulldogs.
Or tried a shot, that one never got anywhere close to the net. Vanacker twisting and turning, goes right around Reisnecker and scores! Well, Marek Vanacker just put on a clinic, and his 4th of the season has just tied the game.
Vanacker, first-round pick of the Chicago Blackhawks, and he's signed already by Chicago, and rightfully so. This player's the real deal. And you knew he was going to be counted upon tonight by Jay McKee. Does a great cut into the middle. Tough job to do. Stays with it, stays with it. You could see he scans first, see that, okay, they're going to give me a little bit of a gap here. And he beats Robertson.
So Vanacker has scored goals in all 4 games. So
he's a little bit of a tough kid, that's for sure. And he is, well, I'm trying to be polite. He's dropped some guys, let's put it that way. You can see the Bulldogs getting to the forecheck and creating some opportunity on Charlie Robertson. Robertson looks poised in that net, confident goalie.
Needed to address a little team toughness, and Ryder Bolton available. Oh, they score right off the draw. And the Bulldogs have their first lead of the game. Gallagher absolutely buries one for his first career OHL goal.
Face-off assignment's the key right now, and this is a great job by Brantford just to get possession off the face-off and without hesitation throw it to the net. And that's the 2nd goal the Bulldogs have by just quick shots to the net. And again, I don't think that Robertson got full eyes on that puck.
How about that, Ed? He wins the face-off, controls it, and buries one. It's quite a way to get your first career OHL goal. Lane Gallagher, a 2024 4th rounder. And what has happened to that 2-0 Ice Dog lead? It's dissipated now, 3-2 Bulldogs. Comes Edgar, he's got a breakaway. Ryerson, Edgar coming in, looking to tie the game, and again it's Leenders with the denial. Back comes Brantford. Dennis cuts to the high slot. He's got an angle, 2 with a centering feed. Kick saved by Robertson. Rebound is loose, and that shot never got through. They score on the follow-up. Looked like it might have got banked in from a bad angle, and it is Cooper Dennis's 3rd of the season. 4-2 Bulldogs.
Boy, with the save Leenders made before that sequence, he serves an assist on this goal. because if it wasn't for that save, this whole sequence would not have happened. It was just a solid entry by the Bulldogs and playing hockey in the O-zone that leads to this opportunity. Robertson makes the first save, and he tried to collapse on that, but the puck ended up freeing up. And Dennis just capitalizes on it.
So Cooper Dennis, another player the Bulldogs drafted in 2023, 6th round 109, but played for the Dubuque. And it hopped over his stick. Played back to the line, Trevetsky stolen away, another break coming up. Here comes Kevin He, in with Ethan Zana. He, shooting, scores! Kevin He steps up like the captain that he is, and he's made it 4-3.
And it's this line again that's doing it for the Niagara Ice Dogs. Moments before this goal, it was all Niagara in Brantford zone. They get a nice little play right here by the captain. Kind of scans over to see if he's going to hit Zada or not. And that fools Leenders a little bit. He ends up
games in the last 3 years. More. Trevetsky cross ice and close to being offside as Vanacker will dump one down low. O'Brien to the front of the net. Back door, they score. It's Vanacker making it 5-3. And I think this is going to be checked to see if it was offside or not. But right now, it's 5-3.
Yeah, this is going to be...
Score your first OHL goal shorthanded with it between the legs.
And show no emotion while doing it. Vanacker over the line. Cuts high on the right side. Backdoor, O'Brien out front, Vanacker, tic-tac goal. Wow, the geometry on that play was outstanding. Long to Trevetsky. Trevetsky high, moving middle. Off to the right side is Adam Banock. Low to Marek Vanacker, across the front. Tied up in the crease, loose puck, Banock. He'll be the man to find it, but had to take it around the back.
Another 67 squares.
Vanacker, they capitalize on it. Jake O'Brien finds it backside. It's 4-4. Vanacker, another. Trots around back of his own net. He'll lob it high. Banock's up ahead of the play. Banock knocks it down. He's got Vanacker for the empty net. Scores! Marek Vanacker, toss him if you got him. On the back of the net, little slide past. That was Chitteroni after it. Now Gunn back towards the line again. Cut off by Kuda. Vanacker along to Banock. He'll pull up, and there's Jake O'Brien into the empty net.
Working his way down the middle. Dusts it off for Malhotra. He'll go across. Vanacker down low. Gets the return, and he scores. A clinic on the Brantford power play, and Marek Vanacker makes it 3-0. Vanacker, the return to McHugh, and now Banock looks up top. It's Jiricek O'Brien. He wanted the one-timer. Going through the seam, thrown in front, scores! Second power play goal for Marek. Banock sends it back across, and it was out of the reach of Vanacker. Banock again, scores! Offensive upside, but was certainly known for that kind of play. Here is Caleb Malhotra for O'Brien, and he rips it home.
Up ahead to Brown. A lot of the big guns on the ice here for the Bulldogs with the empty net. It's going to be Dennis with a chance, and he scores. Cooper Dennis scores into the empty.
Danford working his way to the right. Intercepted. Adam Banock on to Jake O'Brien for Marek Vanacker across the blue line. Vanacker waits and scores! He led the game in shot storm. It only seems fitting.
Nico Krampotic, Nelson Crombie. Don't forget Nick Lardis. Replacing his scoring, not easy. Banock doing a pretty good job, and he's got another. Loose puck in front.
Just trying to do the math here quickly, and it's honestly not an area of expertise that I possess, but
Close enough.
I can do the math.
Sent to the wall by Vanacker. Aitchison kept it alive. Poked out high. O'Brien taps it along. It's Vanacker on the breakaway. Vanacker flattens it and scores!
Flash and company as they bring the puck into the attacking zone. Vanacker, a shot, he scores. That was a laser. High in the glove side, Marek Vanacker. And it's 3-0 in favor of Brantford. Their rival is the Saginaw Spirit behind them. Here they come now, the Bulldogs, right side onto Tishurna. That is carried behind the net, Dylan Tishurna. Fed one in front, bouncing, and it's on the back of Vakari. He reached back to grab it. They're saying no goal. The Bulldogs acting as though they had scored. Let's get a look as we go to break. That puck over him. It's on his shoulder, going down his back. Oh my.
Comes Banack again. Walking into the circle, looking to go back door, cut off by Carson Harmer. Shurigan doesn't know where the puck is. It's back in front. Here's O'Brien. Over to the circle, they score. On the power play goal.
A lot of great puck movement. Shurigan, can't make every save.
Back was Dennis defensively, and he starts to play ahead. 3-on-1. Getting back is Hao Shi Wang. Pass across, and they score. And this time it is Marek Vanacker who extends his league lead in goals to 16.
Goal gets one here. Starting from their own zone again are the Bulldogs with a nice lead pass, outlet pass here. And it's O'Brien again spotting the guy across the ice for a one-timer once again. Jake O'Brien with the patience.
Banack whipped it out front, just wouldn't sit for Vanacker. Get a check all the way to the line. Fakes, plays on to Banack on the right. Banack to the top, get a check, slap pass, backdoor Malhotra, slides away from one, out front Vanacker, they score! Caleb Malhotra, slick hands down below the... Brought onto him. Over the line though is Jedicek now for Vanacker. Vanacker guiding high to Caleb Malhotra off the right side. Rink wide is O'Brien. Adam Jedicek from the top. Banack in the right circle, scores! Adam Banack let it go. Marek Vanacker got a touch on it at the front of the net. Vanacker has his league leading 8. The check. Jedicek along the line. Banack back to Jedicek. Over to O'Brien, left circle. Low to Vanacker. Plays it out high. Banack. Jedicek scores! Oh, beautiful puck movement for the Bulldogs' #1 power play. Adam Jedicek with a rifle from the top of the slot.
Boarding is the call. They score! Quick shot by Brantford. Vanacker with the goal. 1-0 Brantford Bulldogs. Of Sean Doherty, and just didn't click in front of the net, and now they score! Good opportunity for Brantford going the other way, and is it Vanacker? And here come the Brantford Bulldogs 2-on-1. Out in front, and they score! Right off the top, Adam Banack gets the goal, and it's 4-0 Brantford just 28 seconds in. Anywhere with it. Now Patterson can't keep possession of it. Jake O'Brien sends it across. They score, and O'Brien is down on the ice, shaken up. 5.
Trevetsky pulls his way loose to the left side. It's Marek Vanacker. He'll pull and fire. Quinlan lost it. They scored. Vanacker's shot found a hole, and Adam Banack crashes the front of the net to make it 3-0. Handling it down into the circle. O'Brien trying to toss it out front. That'll get deflected back. Jedicek, low, Vanacker, backdoor Malhotra. Tic-tac goal. 6-1 Bulldogs as Marek Vanacker continues his assault.
Vanacker drops it off. Banack cuts to the middle. And Franson met him with a hit in the slot. Puck down low. Banack, a quick goal. Tic-tac-toe from behind the net. O'Brien to Vanacker to Banack.
You see here the play coming right from Banack right into the slot, and Franson there decides to stand up Banack instead of just take the puck away. And then the defenders leave Banack all the way.
Rossetto will send it in. Look out, Gillette. Fell at the side of the goal, gets back up, and they score. I don't know if Gillette ever really got set back again, but back-to-back goals and in a hurry.
Well, it gets shot in here. You see Gillette stumble kind of on the side of the net and struggles to get back out of position. Rossetto takes advantage of that, pops himself right in the slot, loose puck kicks out, and Gillette can't really set himself and get off of that post.
60% effective. Here's O'Brien. Looks back to Juracek. Juracek back for O'Brien. One-timer. Another chance. Slid by. Another chance. They score. And it's Marek Vanacker, the league leader in goals.
Success power play on the road. And it was just a plethora of shots and Gillette going coast to coast. I think he actually made a great save there with the stick on Vanacker initially, but it was the loose puck there. He was all...
O'Brien handles from the top. Working on to the left side. Out front, Vanacker, couple whacks at it. Minchuk slides across, kicks it out the crease. Right to the blue line. Juracek collects it on the right, deflected. Vanacker scores! Oh, what a nifty deflection that was.
Vanacker did just that and one better with the flyby screen here. You can see Juracek directs the puck at net. And yeah, Battaglia went right over top of Vanacker to pry himself from Vanacker, right over his neck and his head.
Dennis's drive save. Rebound, Malhotra scores! Vanacker drove the net mouth. It opened the seam. On from the left, out front. So that may end up becoming our booth popcorn maker.
Well, you got to start somewhere, I guess.
As Vanacker will toss it front, they score! Adam Vanacker from the right wing half wall tossed it to the net.
Line it into the zone. Prost dancing toward the slot. He's developed so nicely for the Bulldogs here as Vanacker dishes, gets it back and scores. Marek Vanacker, this guy's been a thorn in the side of the Honors in all of his years in the OHL. One back to the line here for Engel. He'll step in. Logistics plus penalty kill underway for the Honors. Here is a pass to the slot. Luchenko shot. He scores. Was it tipped or was it jet? It's close. Vanacker was at the doorstep. Luchenko shot.
Give him a bit of a razzing. But he's just right back up to his skates, and we'll watch as Malhotra brings it in. Left it off for Vanacker. Vanacker with a shot. He scores! Marek Vanacker breaks the ice here early in period number 2.
Goal number 27.
Engel on the drop. Malhotra. Right side is Dennis. Testa holds it on the right. To the middle of the line is Engel. It's de facto 5-on-3.5 with Hughes. No stick. And Testa's got the goal. Marek Vanacker shuttled it right to the front of the net. And Luca Testa directs in his second of the night.
We were just buzzing and buzzing, and it was just a matter of time whether it was going to be 5-on-5, whether it was going to be on the power play, and Testa left alone all in front.
Top one-timer, Sandu, that hit the post. Erlin knew nothing about it. Takes it wide, spins away. Malhotra for Vanacker, pass across, trying to find Dennis, trying to find a lane. Now it's Vanacker, he scores! For 2, Erie back in possession. Lucas Ambrosio up the near side. He'll try and lift it out to center. Malhotra knocks it down. Vanacker across. Dennis, backdoor, wide open net, and how silky smooth was that? Caleb Malhotra twisting and turning.
Picked off by the Brantford D, and Dennis is across the line for the Bulldogs. Here's a chance to score. Vanacker off that high post. He goes backdoor. And the Brantford Bulldogs take a 1-goal lead. London's no score. Here comes the Dogs again. They come barking back in across the line. High slot. Here's another move. Shot off the blocker. Medvedev, another shot from a point-blank range. They shoot. They score. And another goal by the Brantford Bulldogs. And who else? Juracek. And he has his Dogs up by 3.
Yeah, Jay McKee just walked down the bench and had a word with one of the coaches.
Malhotra, middle, Luchenko scores! Jet Luchenko flying into the offensive zone, goes upstairs. Power play goal cuts the Peterborough lead in half.
Juracek a moment ago on the play that led to the goal, and Malhotra with that back check. Those will put smiles on coaches' faces, won't they? Those kind of hustle plays.
Cooper Dennis slides through 2 for a drive. Minchak kicked that away. Malhotra, open goal, scores! Great play by Marek Vanacker. Found it in the middle of the slot, dropped it onto Malhotra.
With 29 goals, but this moment he's going to play provider. It's Dennis who gets it started with a powerful rush forward. The rebound gets kicked out. Vanacker
hopped to it on a turnover in the slot that was forced by Luchenko. Dennis twists to the front, deflected, they score! Marek Vanacker! Welcome to the 30-goal club.
Oh, they build off an offensive zone pressure, then they manage to get the turnover just outside the blue line. They regroup, and they come in and they finish with that goal to give the Bulldogs a...
All they can do is ice the puck against this powerful Brantford squad, and we'll have an offensive zone face-off in Niagara zone. 5:46 to go in the third. Back they go and they score. Sorry, it wasn't icing, and right back down the other end, it was Cooper Dennis who scored, and we are tied at 3. I felt for sure that was icing, and they waved it off.
Here, if the battalion had scored there, the battalion's goal would have counted, and the Bulldogs' goal would not have.
There's a chip in front, and again, Vanacker. 2 goals on the same shift.
I've ever seen a guy scoring twice. This is the one that counts. The Vanacker gains the blue line, goes weak side pass, and then it's a rebound that comes back again to the weak.
Got a full shot on goal. Igorov making a pad save. Now in behind is Dennis. He scores. Cooper Dennis.
Beautiful dish by Vanacker right here as the righty goes in and fakes backhand and goes short side forehand on Jack Bisson's.
Spin around play by O'Brien. That's the far side. That's how you tie a game up. 1-1 just like that. So Vanacker's happy with the new blade that he picked up, and it translates into a 1-1 tie. This kept in nicely by O'Brien. O'Brien will cut towards the slot area.
No.
Side of the net, off the skate, I believe, of Odell. And that one is a bank shot if I've ever seen one, and making a 2-2 hockey game.
Net by Hanser. Vanacker pulled it behind himself to keep possession. Out high, Yudacek. 2 Colts followed. Backside, Vanacker scores! Vanacker popped it to himself. 3 up the ice. Vanacker to Vanacker. Back over to Adam Vanacker. Out of his skates to Caleb Malhotra. Swings back. Yudacek's one-timer. Deflected just wide. O'Brien to Yudacek off the left side. Right side is Vanacker. Across to O'Brien's one-timer. Rebound, scores! Marek Vanacker.
Tremendous job. Just on the doorstep. Bulldog pass the puck around here really nice. Get it over to O'Brien with the shot. Then it makes the save with the rebound.
And the Bulldogs looking to get off to a strong start in this second frame as the puck will kick through to the slot. Jake O'Brien handling it on to Jet Luchenko and back again to the right. Luchenko pulls up and fires. Deflected, they score! It's Bulldogs history for Marek Vanacker. Oh, O'Brien left side. He and Yudacek switch places. Malhotra high right. Walks on. Tried to play that for Luchenko. Got caught up on his leg. Trevino pressured him with the puck onto Malhotra. Off the right wing half wall. Malhotra's drive stop. Rebound, scores! Marek Vanacker right at the top of the crease. And it's a new career high.
Long time as things just worked out really well for him. Luchenko digging for a puck, a battle there. One Malhotra coming out front. He takes a shot and
over to Jet Luchenko on the right side. Luchenko low to Vanacker. Luchenko going towards the front of the net. O'Brien off the left. He'll circle high into space. O'Brien from Malhotra to Yudacek. One-timer Ellsworth. Big time stop. Luchenko low. Vanacker backdoor. Tic-tac goal. Caleb Malhotra.
Back out again. He came out for the face-off. Just in case the Bulldogs have won it, one possession.
Luchenko on to Marek Vanacker. Slides his way loose. Vanacker's backhand. Scores. That'll do it.
Kingston with a face-off win. McLean back to Bishop, and then trouble. Here's Vanacker. Short side, bets the first stop, not the second. Vanacker scores. A breakdown when they exit.
Vanacker in behind them.
I always say keep 5 guys in front of you, and that's the last guy you want to have in behind you.
Well, not only that, but he had 2.
Crombie throwing Luchenko's glove down the ice, and then low with the big hit. That's going to be a penalty, but they score. The Brantford Bulldogs on the board, making it a 6-4 hockey game.
Nice little drop pass there, and what a shot by O'Brien there. Top shelf. Vanacker, the little drop pass, and
into the circle. Across. Shot coming. Right down. The puck is in the net. They score. Rise down. Nets off. Goal's going to count for now. Anyhow, it's a 1-1 hockey game.
The Bulldogs had a lot of momentum there. O'Brien off the left. Pulls up into the circle. Feeds out high to Jedicek. Back on to O'Brien. Go over to Banac. Flips it, scores! Marek Vanacker, the last touch. Banac settles it into the left circle to O'Brien. Bulldogs set up. Puck to the top of the circle. O'Brien to Banac. Tick, tack, goal. Marek Vanacker.
Here's Banac on the wing. Near side Vanacker, but that handcuffed him. Puck goes behind the net. Wrap around. Stop. Jedicek up the middle. Shot, scores.
good work down low. They try to wrap around there. The big stop by Redbeck, but Jedicek's going to get that puck right in the slot area as the Colts try to knock it out, and goes right to Jedicek.
Front poked away by Leanders. Bodwin couldn't get there in time. That's going to go down the ice and right down the middle as the Brantford Bulldogs take advantage of the empty net.
Kicked away by David Egorov off the long drive that came from Roscoe. Bulldogs with numbers the other way. O'Brien on to Vanacker, left, scores! Marek Vanacker! Ring the bell!
5 pounds, a big goalie, and Vanacker had to make this shot tight to the bar, and he does just that.
For just over a minute. Vanacker bouncing out. Vanacker scores. What a move, Marek Vanacker.
And all it takes is one little mishap for this Brantford team to capitalize. Puck comes around, goes off the skate, I believe, of Gavin Ewells.
Sidestepping Kluche. Javecki, top of the circle. Passes it back to the point to O'Brien. O'Brien into the circle, side of the net. Here's a chance for the Bulldogs, and a chance for Fresca. They score! All alone at the side of the net, almost a broken play, but Gabriel Fresca puts it into the net, and the Bulldogs lead it 2-0.
Marek Vanacker with a nice move here, lots of patience, and then he loses control of it, but gets
to avert an icing. Barnes met by O'Brien on the end wall. That'll free the puck up to Vanacker. Now Banac feeds on to Jedicek, flying in, scores! Marek Vanacker, net front with the tip. It's 45 on the season for the Delhi, Ontario. Through his Bulldogs career.
Yeah, simple hockey here. Bulldogs get the pucks in deep. O'Brien creates the turnover, and it's Vanacker to Banac, and then you're going to see Vanacker just drifting in front to deflect in that shot of Jedicek. So
O'Brien wanders on, gets Zada down to a knee, fed it out front, they score! Back door, Marek Vanacker, his second of the night.
Did the pickpocket the first time, then one of his teammates the second time actually there just kind of rolls off Spencer's skates, comes right to Banac, and what a pass here by O'Brien to find Marek Vanacker, who's just sitting there.
Blake Barnes around behind his own net. Handled down by O'Brien, on to Vanacker, slides it out front, Banac scores! Tick-tack goal! O'Brien, Vanacker, Banac. Tip, came up off back glass. Vanacker feeds it on to Banac. Banac slows it, down low Malhotra. O'Brien calling for it, high out front, Vanacker just tipped it wide of the post. Vanacker around the right side, feeding it out top. O'Brien circles, fires, scores! Twirls it to the front, Vanacker on his backhand, just couldn't get it underneath the bar. Had the open corner, but didn't have the lane. Now he's got it! Adam Banac, how did he do that? Marek out to his right, Banac, bottom of that circle. Behind the goal, Vanacker. Had it run on to O'Brien. Wanted it bumper from Malhotra. Vanacker to the line. Jedicek, they speed it up. Fresca, what an incredible stop. It gets run to the front. They score.
Beneficiaries, his puck's going to squirt out. He's going to have the tap in. Here's the first really good stop by Frasca, and he never gets that puck under control.
And I think Marek Vanacker walk into the circle, blocked off by Yules. Back to the point, Yedicek. There was an over pursuit from Dean. Yedicek for O'Brien. Didn't get what he wanted on it, but it worked! Vanacker to Malhotra. 1-0 Bulldogs. Norm, when you're this good, these things will work out for you.
Well, as I say in my Sunday morning hockey, just like in practice, it worked out the way for the Bulldogs.
In the Sudbury zone. Banock along to O'Brien. O'Brien guides wide. Vanacker's open. He's got it! Leaders, magnificent at one end. Marek Vanacker ices it in.
Juracek to Malhotra. Malhotra will pick that one up too. In the slot, they score a power play goal. Adam Juracek, who started the game off with a goal, makes it 3-3. Once makes that 4-3 for Sudbury. Cleared in for Malhotra. Shot, swing and a miss at the side of the net. And Frasca. And they score another one on the power play. And all of a sudden, what was a hopeful second period, power play goals back to back. And look at Paulo Frasca just slat out on the ice. Clears it back, gets it up to Malhotra. Shot, rebound, and they scored.
Marek Vanacker ends it for the Bulldogs, who take a 3-0 series lead, deflating the Sudbury Wolves, who played so well in this game. 5 for 6 on the power play. It's Malhotra. Vanacker.
Engel decides he's going to fly on to Vanacker. Out front wanted Engel and Kunapaski. Saving play as he tied up the Bulldogs defenseman. Vanacker, high slot, save, rebound, Luchenko. Bouncing puck will go in. It's Jet Luchenko. On to Jake O'Brien. O'Brien tried to flip that on to Luchenko. Bronson rides telephone pole in the way. Vanacker out front. O'Brien scores. Jake O'Brien all alone to the front of the net. And the captain makes it 5 from Liston's goal. Brought on to Yedicek, right point. Ran out of space, found it again. Bouncing puck in front, they score. Adam Yedicek guides it into the pile, and the bouncing puck lands for Marek Vanacker. 2-0 Bulldogs on Vanacker's 4th of the playoffs.
A little bit of fundamental hockey. Get some traffic in front of the net, get the good point shot in, and they end up converting. Juracek shot, you see that little shimmy there, and puck comes out, Marek Vanacker there to poke it in, escapes the check.
Protz, backdoor, tip, Vanacker scores! Owen Protz, great vision, slap pass, backdoor, Marek Vanacker's got his 2nd of the game, his 5th of the playoffs, it's 3-0 Bulldogs.
Philadelphia Flyers, and that felt a little bit of Tim Kerr just now by Marek Vanacker, just parked to the side of the net, and just you're going to see this puck come back to Owen Protz. Just a nifty little tip here. Squeezes it inside that post, and it's 3-0 Bulldogs.
Under duress, moved the puck ahead, and here's Jet Luchenko. Driving hard to the net, takes it in behind the goal. Luchenko wheeling in the offensive zone, throws it to the net, they score! Cheeks, he put it onto Vanacker's stick. 20 seconds left. Paquette to the net. Vanacker scores. Empty netter.
Pulls up at Hanser. Slides it low to O'Brien. Up top, Vanacker walks on, delays. First shot won't. Second does. Marek Vanacker slides it in. The Bulldogs take the 1-0 lead in game 2. Going.
Well, Marek Vanacker had an overtime game winner earlier in the playoffs. He's going to get the first of this game on the power play. If you don't concede once, try again. Knocks his own rebound in, Troy.
Juracek knocked it down, sends it down ice for Vanacker. Banock comes off the boards. Waits, fires, shot, scores. What a bullet from Banock, picked off that far corner. And now it's a 2-0 hockey.
Drilled behind the net. O'Brien takes the puck away from Aitchison. Vanacker to the top. Yedicek, backside O'Brien. Vanacker scores! The Delhi, Ontario gives the Bulldogs back the lead and put himself on the scoreboard.
Well, you give the league's #1 power play enough opportunities, they're going to burn you. And the Bulldogs here cash in on their third opportunity, and it's Vanacker who's going to be net front, who's going to eventually just pop this loose puck in after taking a big hit earlier in the shift, as he said, Reed.